Aren't they nice? They're the best type of animals. They don't take a lot of care in feeding. I'll tell you what, if you're in the market for a wood splitter, you want a Timberwolf. You definitely want to look at it. So many bad wood splitters out there, poor components, bad design is a big part of it. The Timberwolf, they put the best of everything. All the components are the best. You got a commercial Honda engine. When you see the red Honda engine with the white tank, that's their best engine. They make lots of other engines that are inferior, kind of a homeowner grade. These are their commercial engines. So you want this engine, the red with the white tank. Prince hydraulic ram instead of an overseas China-made, properly American-made, and just great design. Just easy to work with. The catch basket is fantastic. You can put it right there and it catches it. You can split two pieces and it'll catch all that wood there. You've got a nice sliding splitter there. You can take off for bigger stuff. It floats up and down so it doesn't get cut, doesn't get caught and wedged and stick and you have to beat it off with a maul. Any of those that have a fixed 4-point splitter on them, those are problematic. I don't like those. So one of the things that I do, here's a little challenge to you entrepreneurs out there, is I want to keep this carriage lubricated because that thing slides back and forth on there and you can see it start to chatter and drag and that'll wear out. So I just every 5 minutes or so just put a little used motor oil on there. But to have something that clamped onto a wood splitter, let's say like it bolted right there with a reservoir on it, that'd be tough because, you know, these things get beat around. And a tube that came over and just dripped a constant drip, slow drip that you could adjust of oil on there, that would be good. But Timberwolf, pay a little extra for it, you won't regret it. So this is for all of you who have been encouraging me to get animals. You want me to have animals on the homestead. Well, I finally got some. I'm going to share them with you. Meet my two birds. This is Pick and Rune right here. Aren't they nice? They're the best type of animals. They don't take a lot of care in feeding. Pickaroons. Pickaroons, if you don't have one, you need to get one. They are, I think I've got a video on it called Man's Best Helper. They are a tool that has become indispensable to me. I can't believe more guys don't use them. Well, I can because I went for years without using them because I didn't know they existed, but you have no excuse now. These right here are prototypes that are being produced by the Hips Tool Company. That's just a father and son machine shop that are producing, in my opinion, the best pickaroons I've ever used. These are prototypes. We're working out a couple angles. We're working out handle lengths. They've sent them to me, and we're dialoguing back and forth how to make the best pickaroon possible. And if you want to order one, I'll put their link down in the bottom. I think they're selling them on eBay, but not eBay. But how much? How much do you think this is worth? It's got hardened alloy, welded, pinned, custom-made handle. How about 65 bucks? Yeah. You guys are not asking enough money for these. They're worth more than that. But 65 bucks, a wonderful deal. I'm going to show you why I like the pickaroon so well and why I like two of them. I've kind of started using two now, and it's really helped my workflow and made my job easier and much more fun. So I'm going to show you kind of how I use my pickaroons and why I like to have two. The older I get, the harder it is to bend down. So I don't like to bend down, and this gives me, basically extends my arm. I'm like, with these hooks, I'm like the pirate of wood cutting. So I'll just come up here, and what I'll do is I'll stick one, stick another, and then I'll grab them by the handle here. That way I can grab it two at once, and I'm not scraping up my arms with the bark. And what I'll do is I'll put this one on here, and I'll set this one down, and the handle's ready for me to grab. And so I'll go through my process and I'll work this, as well as being handy for picking it up. It gives me a little bit of separation from the hydraulics. Working with these hydraulics, they are very handy. They do a lot of work, but man, they can cause a lot of damage, and before you can say Jack Robinson. To have your hand in there at a lax moment, not paying attention, to get your hand and crush your hand in there, you'll never be the same again. You'll be one-handed Jack from there on out. So operating the lever with my right hand, I'll use my pickaroon to guide the wood and pick and pull and things, and I've got that down there. If this gets smashed in there, that's a whole lot better than my hand. So once the round passes through the splitter and it's over here, sometimes I have this in my hand anyway, I'll grab this, and then I've got two handles. I can pick this up here and I can just break them over, and then I've got this up here ready to go. It's nice to have two of them to pick up those bigger pieces, to be able to get both hands on them like that. The smaller pieces not so much. And then I'll just lean them here in the grate when I'm not using them, pass through. I'll split two pieces, two rounds, throw them in the truck, and then go grab two more. So I'll start up the wood splitter and kind of show you the workflow and how I use the picaroons with the splitter. When I was going through my granddad's things, after he passed away, family was dividing tools. He had, I think, 10 or 11 of these World War II style proper gas cans. And everyone was saying, oh, we don't want those old gas cans. They asked me if I wanted them. I said, yeah, I'll take them. These are a treasure. You can't get these. I don't think you can buy them anymore. There's no gas can like them. Granddad knew. He knew what a good gas can was like. He was even so concerned about it that I also got 12 of these nozzles that he'd bought, most of them brand new. He saw the writing on the wall where their direction gas cans were going, and he was stocking up. So always thank Granddad for that. I have these nice cans. I mounted one in my truck with a Jeep can mount there permanently, and that comes in handy all the time. Oh yeah, now that's a proper gas spout there. None of that safety nonsense. As if we're not smart enough to run a gas can, we have to have all those mechanical safeties on them. Ridiculous. Here's another idea for all you entrepreneurial machinists out there. This is what we need. We need a picaroon that's got a small axe on the back. A little bit smaller than this, about half that size. So kind of like this right there. Reason being is, I don't know how many times when you're splitting wood, you guys that do this know, you get these where they stuck together, you got that grain there and you try to pick it up and it's hanging by that string and you're fighting it. You got to go try to find an axe. I have to go get my axe, and then I have to come over here and stop what I'm doing. I have to chop that. But I've already got the picaroon in my hand. So what I want is I want to be able to flip this over and have a little axe on the back and chop, knock that off. Or let's say I got a little limb, right? I got a little limb sticking out a little bit bigger than that, and I don't want that to mess up my pile. I've got my picaroon in my hand. I flip that over, bam, knock that off there. How good would that be? You guys go to work on that. When you get rich and famous off it, make sure that I get $1 per unit sold. It's my idea. So the last thing I want to do before leaving the wood lot is to take care of the stump. And the last thing I'm going to do is called mushrooming, or that's what I call it, mushrooming the stump. This is a little trick that I learned from the Rockstar farmer Joe Salatin, and it's a way to really clean up that area and finish it up, because the ultimate goal is for me, a year from now when I walk down through there, I don't want to see any trace of me being here. And nothing screams impact more or louder than a bunch of stumps that are undressed. This takes a little bit of skill, but with practice you can get really good at it. Doesn't that look nice? You know, it looks nice. You get some mulch around the stump, and when you're dragging stuff through here in the future, if you need to drag or you're skidding logs at all, they're less likely to hang up on stuff. It's not as rough on your tires and your truck when you drive up on them or pulling stuff over, and I think it looks cool. It kind of looks like it just looks a lot more organic than a flat cut stump. Right here is where the wood splitter was sitting previously. Don't discount this material you get. This is excellent for starting fires. And right there's 2 weeks worth of kindling right there you don't have to cut. Just bunch it up, put it in some bags or some old cardboard boxes, and then bring it out. Dump it into a wood box, and it's just perfect for starting fires. Another practice I've adopted that makes life just a little more enjoyable is fueling up your saws, all your power equipment when you're done working with them. What I find is that when you get excited to go do something, you want to cut wood, it's just not very fun to get started on something and realize that you always do that on camera. You're out of gas. And so if my chain needs sharpening, I'll either sharpen it or put a sharp chain on it. Have everything ready. After you use your power saws, you should also blow out with your compressed air the air filters and the intakes right here. This is where it sucks air in. You need to blow all that out, all where underneath, get those chips out of there. You should do that every time you cut. And now it's going to be all ready to go. Nice sharp chain and full of oil and gas. The best cans for chainsawing are these combo cans. And one little trick that I do that really helps is I use old wine cork and I just kind of shave it down there to fit, and it pokes in there perfectly. That way I don't have to take off all the lids to put the caps in, and I always knock these things over, so it's nice to not lose all your bar oil and all your mix by simply just poking a cork in there, and it's quick and easy, and it works. I'm asked all the time what I would recommend for the average guy who likes to cut a little firewood and do a little bit of work with chainsaw to get. I can't speak highly enough for this MS260. It's the smallest, I think, of their professional series of saws, and I love this saw. It seems to be about perfectly matched with a 25-inch bar, and I've learned so much about sharpening and depth gauges and rakers from filing crosscut saws that I thought I knew how to file a chainsaw chain, but I didn't. But I really do now. And I've got a little method that I use. It's a little bit unorthodox. It's a little different than what they would recommend you do, but it sure makes the saw sing. And you can just rip and tear with a saw like this. It's what it's like. It's like a samurai sword. It's that precision of a lightweight sword that you can just work and throw around, and it cuts. It's just a ferocious little cutter. Lightweight, easy, it's not hard on you. And compared to like a 460 or a 441, which is like a big heavy broadsword, yeah, you could cut great big stuff. These two saws are very different, but do you really need that much saw? If you're not cutting big stuff, if you're not cutting anything bigger than 18-inch, 20-inch or so, you can do just fine with this saw. And I'll show you a little trick on filing chainsaws here in the future if you guys are interested. We might need to revisit that. So thanks for watching. I've got a lot of wood to unload and to cut, so I'm going to cut you guys loose. I've got to get to work, and we'll see you in the next video. I always enjoy making these type of videos, these educational videos. The trick is to get information out there that you can teach people ways and methods, and also make it entertaining. This particular video had over 150 individual takes. That's 150 times of starting and stopping the camera, moving the tripod, different positions, different angles. That's the key to making good videos. Hours of editing and choosing music and to making the whole thing flow is the trick. That's the trick. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is I want you guys to do your part. I do my part of producing the best videos that I can, the most entertaining, the most watchable videos, the most educational, and your part is to be involved with the channel. And so I really appreciate if you can take a minute to leave a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, click the thumbs up. It's simple to do. There's no reason why anyone shouldn't click either way, thumbs up or thumbs down. But that participation is is what I really enjoy. That I like to hear, good or bad. I've oftentimes have changed the direction of the channel from comments or recommendations that have come from you guys, you subscribers. So thank you. I want to thank you for that, for being involved. That's it. What's next? That's it. Yeah, that's it. I've got to go back out. I've got a lot more wood to cut, and I'm going to let you guys go. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.